Okay, your link. Restream.
We tried the scheduling thing.
Yeah, scheduled event. It's terrible. It didn't work. Didn't work.
Sorry about that to those who were hoping to be the first ones in.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate your attempts to be that supportive.
It was frustrating.
Yeah, but that one's there.
Restream. They're very excited. They announced this new scheduling thing. We saw it yesterday. I thought I'd try it today.
And it worked.
And it didn't work. It scheduled the event, but could not connect the stream to the scheduled event. And then had to delete. And then when I posted, it was the old captions from yesterday. Ay, restream.
Growing pains.
Frustrating.
Okay, so YouTube is running. I can successfully see it running. And Facebook is already at 7, amazingly.
Okay, give me a quick linger on the thing. Is that enough? I don't know if it's long enough. Arj is, of course, saying that you're never in screen. You're not fully in screen.
Yeah, it's a hard way to set up the camera because you could always adjust it more. But then there's also that joy of having more interesting backgrounds. Yeah.
No. So, we'll let people catch up.
There.
It doesn't help that the chairs are quite wide.
And the table's an octagon.
No, it's a hexagon.
That's hexagon. So there's
you keep
no
saying
space
it's an octagon. It's a hexagon. It's a 6-sided table. I'm still annoyed with the scheduling thing. It totally borked the day.
Yeah.
Oh well. This is what we do for non-native platform streaming. Of course, it's always best to work directly with the platform you want to be on, and then there's going to be waiting for the 10-minute tendency for restream to kill the feed.
So we've been reviewing and we've
No, but we started late.
Around 3-4 minutes late.
Well, that was the 10-minute-ish mark.
That was the 10.
Or just as we were talking about it, it arrived. It's also like what? Maybe 10 minutes from 10 to 9. Is there something at 9:10? 9:13?
Censored.
Oh boy.
So yeah, which tells us that we really have to take this time to talk about our shirts. We always forget to talk about our shirts.
Yes, I end up posting photos of it. So today, for the Gay Geeky Life, we're wearing Jaja Saturna shirts.
Very nice.
These are our favorite ones. They're the super, super, super big ones.
Carlo Vergara's Jaja Saturna.
Yeah. Plug.
Which has had animated adaptations. And those
There's only one.
Oh yeah, sorry, but it has won multiple awards.
Yes. Adaptation. Share, like, interact, help us. Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.
But yeah, I guess that's enough time, and we can officially start. So shall we?
Sure. Fashion corner, Maki Martinez. And then Patricia, hi. Patricia, thank you for
Hey,
joining
Patricia,
again.
thank you for joining us again.
Yeah, but see, Fashion Corner is featuring the shirts.
Oh.
We should like, yeah, really take a moment.
Hey, Maki, it's been a while.
Yep. Okay.
So yeah, so this is 15 minutes, 30 minutes.
Why are you shortening the episode?
Episode 15, 30 minutes starting now. This is Toby.
And this is Rocky.
And welcome to Baduy Pride, our little space on the internet where we talk about anything we want.
You're totally reading it wrong already. But okay.
You're right.
This is completely unscripted and not entirely accurate, but at least it's honest. Join us as we talk about everything and anything random live.
And if it's not your first time here, thank you so much for your continued support. Please reshare the link. Let's get more viewers to find the show. And let's start our topic.
Yeah, so today's been, up until the last minute, we're trying to figure out how we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about the Gay Geeky Life, which is a community contributed topic, thanks to David.
Thank you, community. I lost the voice now.
So, and yeah, we're, as much as we've been already inserting more original topics, we are always open to receive questions and stuff from everyone. And today we're going to talk about the Gay Geeky Life. And man, what does that even mean? So that's the that's the whole kettle of fish.
A large part of the challenge is also making sure that when we talk about it, people who don't really know us yet don't feel like, the hell are they talking about? And people who do know us don't feel like, it's that topic again.
Yeah. So we're going to start with definitions because we're nerds that way. So definitions.
Do we have to do it by word? Gay, geeky, and life?
So, well, sort of. I mean, the gay side is an easier way of referring to not being straight because I'm homosexual, Toby is bisexual.
We exist.
It is easier than saying LGBT, and in fact, the proper would still be LGBTQI plus and the like. So we'll just accept that the Gay Geeky Life works better
to say we're not
straight.
Yes.
It's convenient. It is alliterative. So that's number one. And then geeky. We've defined geeky in another episode. You should look for that episode. It's much earlier on. And I'm burping.
Have some water. But yeah, the Geeky Life is about people who celebrate their passions, whatever that fandom may be. In our case, it's the nerdier, geeky side of fandoms, which is everything from science fiction to fantasy to toys to books to games. But for other people, their geeky life might be beauty queens or football or working on hardware and computers because they like dismantling and building stuff. Sports, yeah. So everyone has a geeky life, and this is ours.
Yeah.
And life would be life.
Okay, we didn't have to define that. But I think you get the idea. So we definitely strongly identify as gay geeks, as the combination thereof.
Yes.
And then I guess we're sort of, we generally map this out as sort of a pros and cons sort of thing, and like better appreciation for the intersection that we live in. And we'll kind of go again by term. And I'll say that I'll start with the feeling that sometimes you're not gay enough. And it's a weird thing to say. Nothing will stop us from being as queer as we are, and all that. But because of the way that our interests lean, then we don't always associate very well with stereotypically gay things. It's like, and then this keeps coming up. Like, so we're not into beauty pageants. And not that every gay person is required to be in beauty pageants, but it's a very commonly observed gay trait, especially in the Philippines, and it's really not a thing for us.
We are not addicted to Britney Spears or Beyonce.
The whole major pop diva thing.
I mean, we do have the divas we like.
We like songs,
but we're not like how people are, there's only Britney and everyone else sucks, or the true diva is this, the true queen is this, and we're like,
so we don't get into diva debates and things like that. So that's not in our sphere of influence.
What else? We're not into cheerleading. I know some are super into those cheer dance competitions
Well,
and the
that's
like.
pretty random. Okay, yeah, not at the cheerleaders, and then on a similar note, not at the volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, I know we're relying on stereotypes and tropes, and that in itself is not necessarily right. But that's kind of what we touch on, and
And
these are the things that come up, like should aren't you into this? Don't you know about this? And we
mhm.
don't.
And you have those instances where well-meaning friends would be all excited. Oh, the ano has started, and we're like, yeah, but okay. Or we'd have friends who are really into it and they're sharing that passion, but we can't just you know enjoy it as much as they do.
Yeah. Then I think Jed reassures us that we're so gay.
Well, that's the point. We know we are, but we also get that
There are some things that are outside of our sphere of influence.
yes.
Yeah.
Getting more deep into it, there is also the fact that when it comes to the overall identity, there are everything else from expression to how you see yourself, how you
The
present
whole
yourself.
gingerbread person
Yes.
thing.
And there is that huge level of expectations from some friends who, they ask everything from so who's the girl in the relationship, or
You don't ask that.
do you feel that you're pretty and not handsome and stuff like that, which it's they're coming from a place that they want to understand.
So inadvertently, are we just saying that we're not femme? I mean, that we're just
Exactly.
more masculine than feminine in our outward presentation.
Which then
to
again,
go all soggy about it.
and then some people then identify that as because you're afraid to say you're gay, you're afraid to show you're gay.
That happens in some
And-
circles.
And well, for me, it happens a lot more in the sense that I've been told a few times that me being bi is because I'm afraid to say I'm gay.
Yeah. Which is just wrong. It's totally
I don't
wrong.
understand that logic at all.
Okay. And then on the flip side, there's also sometimes not geeky enough.
Yes.
Or in the sense that I don't feel, me personally, I don't feel 100% comfortable in sort of geek circles and geek
Mhm.
spaces. The best example being I'm a huge, can't point, Transformers collector. I love Transformers. I am not a big fan of the online Transformers communities because a lot of times it's very it's ultra mask. It's like gotta hide my purchases from the wife,
Or they like show off that they changed the price and will lie that it was on sale just so that they can go home.
all
and
these
not get
weird
into trouble.
elaborate relationship deceptions. Or at the same, like I'm a big Star Trek fan, but I always get kind of cringy when the conversation diverts to the sexiest Star Trek actresses across the series, and or they'll just overly ogle cosplayers like that and in the group, and it's kind of weird.
And even in terms of, let's say, really just geeky topics, we don't feel as passionate as others do, in the sense that, oh, I love Marvel, so DC has to suck, or I'm so into this and I can cite all of this. Have you seen all the movies and stuff like that? So,
Are we geek generalists? Are we not specialist geeks? But we love what we
Mhm.
love with a passion.
we share what we can with those who are interested, but we try not to judge. I'd like to think there was a phase when we did feel passionate to that level. Well, at least I know I had that phase. And I think it's something that if you mature in a certain way, you start to realize enjoying something doesn't have to mean others suck. But some people never leave that phase.
Yeah. And which is like a little shallow aspect of things, and we could spend a whole episode talking about that, I suppose.
But before we move, let's check our comments, because I'm sure there are some people who commented about not gay enough and not geeky enough.
It's mostly Jed, because Jed's like, you guys can get sassy, no man, and that's true. We're quite shady, and reassures that he's seen us at O.
Patricia says
It's a long thing. So it's like, basically she, as a teen girl, she kind of has straight crushes and gay crushes, which is cool. So she has a girl crush and a guy crush, and that's awesome. I don't even have girl crushes. And she likes more quote unquote gay music, but stands Whitney and Mariah, but doesn't get into the debate, which is good, because there's no point. There's more than enough room for every diva to be awesome. So, which one I want to go to? I guess we can talk about expectations.
Yes.
So then it's this. Then it's just weird. Okay, so that the challenge of the whole gay geek thing is that when you try to cross over, then like when we're at O Bar,
Mhm.
we can't necessarily talk about the geeky things we're super passionate about unless we bring geek friends to O Bar.
Mhm.
When we're with our board game friends or geek friends, not all of them can necessarily
Yes.
relate to the gayer stuff that we talk about.
I mean, not that it's a point against them, but we would like so eager
It's
to.
not the audience.
Yeah, we'd be so eager to go to O Bar because one of our favorite queens will be performing something. But then sometimes it's just not their interest, so you don't feel that you should bring it up.
Yeah.
For
yeah.
others, you do because you know they'll also be so receptive. And I think it's not limited to those topics. It's just that it's just a proof that
These are the easier examples.
when you have various circles of different interests, you find yourself sometimes not necessarily walking on eggshells, but filtering yourself.
Yeah, I
when
mean,
you're-
like, to be fair, it's like when I was younger, I had a tendency to talk to anyone only about what I wanted to talk about.
Mhm.
And I had a long conversation with my parents about appropriateness of topic and like the need to be relatable to people, which I guess was a good warning already from my nerdy geek side that
Mhm.
not everybody wants to hear about it. And so there's that inadvertent self censorship, I guess,
Mhm.
or just being very careful and selective about what you say that it's appropriate to the audience. So, but sometimes that's not fair. I mean,
Yes.
geek friends can associate with gay stuff and gay friends can associate with geek stuff, but it's not, it doesn't happen a lot of times.
Sometimes I guess it could be traced back to trauma in school,
That's true.
wherein you're so excited about something and you tell the people about it and they just stare at you and you're weird and they move on and you're like, oh, so I can't be happy about this when I'm here.
Yeah.
And you carry that fear and that pain. So when you start talking to other circles, you're testing the water. So like new friends and stuff, you're just watching them and then you hear one of them mention a board game. Okay, maybe I can talk about board games. But then as you start talking about it and get really excited about
Oh no,
it,
it's Monopoly.
you
No, I'm
notice
kidding.
you notice some of them starting to head off to talk to other people and you're like, okay, gotta tone down.
Yeah, I mean, and then we've even been like some really big parties, and then like when we're kind of PDA, then like some are like cool, some aren't, and then it's like okay, then it's a mixed group, so we should be a bit more
Mhm.
considerate, and then we don't do that stuff. So it's just a lot of like probably overthinking
Yes.
how to act around other people.
Which I think is very common with nerdy geeks.
Yeah.
Because you've gotten used to knowing your place and gotten
Mhm.
used to filtering your words.
Maybe, and then there's always again that attempt to try to get things to cross over, and then it's like Toby has a booth at a gaming event because we're celebrating his games, and we'll definitely get some geek friends over,
Mhm.
but then we won't necessarily get some of our gay circle friends over because it's not. I mean, to be fair, it's not their interest.
It's not that we don't want to see them there. It's just
We
also
actually do. We invite them.
or sometimes we're afraid to invite them because they might feel pressured to go. And so we're very no pressure, but if you want to hang out with us, we'll be there and stuff like that. We try what's the word? Signals. So like in my booth, I make sure that the pride flag is there. So if anyone wants to talk about gay stuff, we're there too. You
Yeah,
can talk to us
Toby
about
has
that.
his drag game on display
Uh.
so that people remember that he's an LGBT game creator. And then like on the flip side, then it's like especially there were a few years that we were super active in the Pride marches,
Mhm.
and then we'd always invite all friends, really, not just gay friends, to
Mhm.
join the march.
Mhm.
And it's very rare that we'd see anyone outside gay circles join us in the march. And
We'd appreciate if they could find the time. We understand if they can't.
yeah,
But there is that sometimes feeling of being miffed about it when after years of inviting, they go because it seems to be the in thing now.
then it's like,
Lots of baggage in this topic.
I know.
Other
Okay.
expectations can include when you have friends or loved ones who try to grasp this gay geeky lifestyle, but they don't exactly quite know how to do so.
Mm.
So you would have sometimes gifts which they're well meaned, but well-meaning, but you find a bit awkward because you don't
Okay.
know how to say that this isn't really it. I know that I've had my own share of, I'd like to buy a transformer, but I'm not that kind of geek enough to know which one to buy. So I'd rather buy other
Yeah,
stuff that
be
you would
smart
appreciate.
and stay away.
but,
'Cause
but it's a
it's not a good idea.
but it's a true challenge that people will find themselves facing, and it's something that you learn to expect when you live a gay geeky lifestyle.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, to be fair, and either side, they are very niche sort of interests or
Mhm.
spheres of influence, and you can't really expect everybody to get it. And as much as you also want to educate people, but I mean, everybody has their thing, and it's not like I care about some of the things they care about. So, I mean, it's not an easy conversation.
It could be a matter sometimes of just at least giving ideas or hints to those who would want to get you something. So, like, I know I've had my share of when friends are like teasing that my birthday is coming up and they're thinking of getting me something, then I'll start dropping hints. Oh, I already bought this and I would like to get that, but I guess I won't buy it first. So at least they know it's a safe thing to consider. Being partners, I'm sure you've had instances, because I know I've had instances where people would contact me checking if they can get this for you,
Ah,
or if it's all right to buy this for you, and I'd be like, maybe not, or he already has that, and stuff like
but
that.
they're just weird, like, ooh, he's not that kind of a gay guy, you know? Or like how if any little gay thing that happens in a genre show, science fiction show, whatnot, then we're kind of expected to be excited about it. But then, one, we might not be into the show. Two, the character may suck. Three, it might be tokenism.
Mhm.
All these things. Then it's like it's not automatically like we're super into it that it's a gay thing. It's like it's along the same lines of, hey, I have a gay friend. Do
Do you know
guys,
him?
Yeah, do you know him?
And
Do
then
you want to hook up?
or
you
why,
know?
why would you know him? Because he's gay.
Yeah,
So you know him, right?
it's not a universal like glue that spreads out.
Which gets even more interesting when it becomes international scenes, or you might meet someone and they're like, "Oh, I know a gay guy who lives in Makati. Do you know him?" They're like, okay. But we know it all comes from a place of love, and we know we're snarky because we're snarky. So we tend to have that initial reaction of snark, but we know it's not meant to be hurtful, or when we know that we don't hold it against the person.
Okay, comment catch up very briefly.
Yep.
Patricia continues to share over on YouTube that she's a big diva geek and not into typical K-pop international boy band. It's so funny that K-pop is not typical, but it's true.
Yes.
I think it's a thing.
Actually, I was curious about that. How many of you viewers were into K-pop before it became K-pop?
Okay, and then like, ooh, Pico's like, no pressure keeps people away.
Yeah,
It's like, right? Then it's like it's an excuse to kind of like not go.
but it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
If you don't say it,
I don't want to seem like I'm forcing you to go to this or that event, right? Jed says you could have a gay geek con. That could be a small convention. Geek conventions are already small here.
and
A gay geek one would be even smaller.
and the worst part is a lot of those who will hear about it might not attend because they'll think they're not gay or geek enough.
Yes, it's the same problem, magnified. 3-strike rule still applies on invitations at both parties. We tried really hard. We went beyond 3
Mm-hmm.
in some cases, and then like, So, what can you do? Snarky because we're snarky is so me, and that's why we're friends, David.
Who will definitely be in the Gay Geek Con.
If someone tells me I know a gay friend, it's already a red flag. Yeah, I know, right? And it's like, okay, why are you telling me this? I don't
All
know.
of you will be in the Gay Geek Con because you're our friends, even if we're the ones who are gay.
Oh, Patricia, I was expected going to Obar with my mom for my birthday because I'm turning 18 this year, but the pandemic hit. Oh no!
Well, definitely, once places are open, we will someday see you there.
I
But
would totally want to. I would, of course, if for my birthday tomorrow, I would normally be celebrating at Obar. So it's. I feel you. I super feel you. Obar will be around, I hope, and it will get there. And then my stress is it's a niche in a niche. Yes, it is. So, I do have one. It's not all gloom and doom.
Yes.
There are moments of blissful intersection when us being gay geeks becomes super super awesome.
Mhm.
My favorite example of this is that we used to be in a very LGBT focused forum,
Mhm.
and we tried inviting some of the forum people over to a board game night.
Yes.
And so, uh, and we did. And that was a nice time to celebrate our love for board games. And then it was a very unique game experience versus our, I guess, quote unquote straight.
Mhm. It was a very
game
different
nights.
flavor.
Very, very different flavor because people were super witty about it. People really, and this is going to be hard to appreciate and explain in like a few minutes, but there is a board game called Shadows over Camelot.
It's too buried. Can't bring it out.
Yeah, it's cool. I don't have a ready image. Shadows over Camelot has you play Arthurian knights,
Mhm.
and but then one may be a traitor. So
Mhm.
that's the basic thing you need to know. And I don't know how it happened, but then like as people were with that gay gaming night group, as people would take actions, the people were like, ooh, shady, shady, and then suddenly it evolved, and then Shadows over Camelot became Shade over West Hollywood,
Yes.
and then I don't know, it was just so funny, and then people kept thinking of different quips and things
We,
to
we started,
describe
we started
it.
reskinning the game. Instead of nights, there would be this and that.
They're drag queens,
Instead
or
of these
you know,
areas, there are different places that we love to go to.
and it just happened organically over the course of playing the
Mhm.
night, and that was fun. And so yeah, those were super super fun, queer, very distinctly queer game nights, and I miss gaming with those people. You know, beyond pandemic is like we moved, so we moved further away from them, so it doesn't happen as much. Other examples? What are good examples?
Oh, sorry, I'm gonna guess.
Or geek friends that we get to bring to Obar. That's always nice.
You have nights where we start off with either a role playing game or a board game, and then as we move further into the night and near midnight, we wrap up the game and get ready to hit the bar and enjoy the drag queens.
And some straight friends are with us or join us at Obar, and we always have a good time together.
And I think that's part of what many people don't realize is that just because you're gay and you're geeky, doesn't mean the people who will enjoy the stuff have to be both as well.
Yeah.
You could have friends who are just gay and they'll still, they'll enjoy the company and they might not be as into the geeky stuff as you are, but they'll still enjoy it because it's time with you.
Mm-hmm.
And likewise, you might have friends who are straight, but then they'll realize, okay, there's no harm in enjoying, gay culture, seeing drag shows, watching the performances, tipping the queens. And that's something which I think many people have to learn in some way or another, that the walls of you can only enjoy this if you're this shouldn't exist.
Yeah. It's a lot of work though, I will admit.
Mhm.
It's helping people cross over into a new interest takes time.
Mhm.
And so same thing like getting people into board game nights. Our first few game nights with that queer circle, for example, was no, it's a lot of gateway games, a lot of that approach still, because they're still new to the hobby, so it's gonna take them a while to warm up to it. Same thing for Obar, because it's always like hard to explain what Obar is, and then at its most basic level, you're gonna say it's a gay bar, which has very specific connotations in Philippine context, but it's not really that, and
it's so much more than a gay bar. It's so much more than a bar.
Yeah,
it's so much more than gay. It's fabulously awesome in so many ways, and it has been, I dare say, life-changing for some people.
And depending on like fellow gay geeks, and it's like because I guess we're all dancing on this spectrum. There's always people like sometimes like, I mean, you get gay geek friends who don't want to go to Obar because they don't go to bars. Mm-hmm. So they're on that spectrum of I'm not a club scene type person, and then we're always trying to explain that it's more than just that. It's
the same
thing, but
we know it's their thing. Just as we have friends who are into various things. We have friends who are into I forgot what it's called, the Japanese binding thing and stuff, and they'd have a show
shibari,
and it's not our thing. We love you, but it's not our thing to attend, and we'd feel more uncomfy than.
What am I learning though?
Yeah, it's stuff like that.
But I don't know if I want to watch other people doing it in a public setting.
Yes, exactly. I don't want to encounter and explore that with all these strangers. I'd rather if we have a small private session with friends. But that's sort of thing. It's
New episode topic, Shibari.
It's I guess it's the realization that there are times that you'll have friends like us who might say no to an event only because we might prefer to explore it or talk about it in a different way.
Yeah.
And likewise, we know that there are friends who say no as well to our events because they might feel the same way in other ways.
I mean, so ultimately, it's still like we are all manifestations or intersections of our different spheres of influence, interest, and it's not always easy to find people who like exactly the same things we do. And you have to make allowances if you do want to help people better appreciate one side or the other. And that's like the crux of this, I guess. And being gay geeks is just one aspect of it. There are so many other possible intersections, but that's our experience. I mean, I guess Toby and I just got lucky that we found each other, and we have a nice overlap of stuff,
which admittedly is always scary. I know that I was always worried that the people I was meeting back then, will they find role-playing games weird? Will they think I'm a Satanist? Because there was that satanic panic that was very popular in the Philippines.
He's not, but he is evil.
And likewise, there was that, will I be okay with your toy collection and this and that? Because we both have history of not exactly having relationships that worked well with our hobbies.
I didn't go to O-Bar until I met Toby. And people keep reminding me of this fact when I'm there.
I nearly quit role-playing games at some point in my life for a relationship.
Yeah, so it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Comment run so that, of course, Pico also misses O-Bar. So again, we have many appointments to go back to O-Bar after lockdown.
I think that once lockdown has lifted enough to the point that O-Bar can be open, we shall have our first Baduy Pride eyeball party. And we can have all of you show up.
Even if it's just all the same friends. Citadels.
even if it's pay your own entrance.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't really have the funds yet.
Citadels, okay. Strangely enough, you mentioned it, Pico, is an oddly popular game with queer friends.
Yes.
I think because people just get a kick out of being the queen.
And the different roles and powers, I call the blank. Which
it's only because of that one circle of the game.
Yes.
Naming all the characters in Filipino. Oh my god. My Pret-a-Porte game with sassy gay players.
Oh my god. We had one session that pretty much was that, and everyone was judging the art.
Yeah. That's the outfit, yeah. That was original. And then there was really like people who didn't want to walk this one because they didn't like the art. So that became a problem. Nikki's here. Hi, Nikki.
Hey.
And then speaking of tipping queens, thank you to me for motivating my first time in O-Bar. Yes, we have we do this a lot when we first bring people to O-Bar. We even sponsor the tip so that you go up. But always tip your queens.
Yes, there's nothing to fear, even if they sometimes might bite.
Patricia wants to do drag makeup and wants to go to Manila Pride March. That would be awesome. We super appreciate you being a strong ally.
Mm-hmm.
She also says the reason why I want to go to the bar is experience communicate with LGBT people, drag culture since I'm a music diva geek. It's and the drag at O is something else. It is the late dinner theater of drag.
Yes.
I don't know. I can't.
It's such an evolution to how drag is in bars.
See, Nikki once again stressing I was a bed gay. Yes, I was a bed gay.
And of course, okay. Nick mentions, how does one's comment get featured in the feed?
Here, Nikki, this is how you get featured in the feed.
And now that we have Nikki here watching our show, I hope that means our viewers will boost because everyone knows Nick.
No, but see, look, we're only in single digits. Nikki,
because Nick hasn't blogged about it.
Nikki just turns on his camera and he has 20 people on. I'm like, wow, there's 6 degrees of it. What? Kariba. Oh, okay. That's always
the animal.
It's a cute game too. And then that's our caption roundup. So I think that's about What else do you want to highlight? It's our last minute.
Hmm. I think a common question that many have asked, which I'll bring up since this is the episode, is so if you two ever do get married, what type of wedding would it be? Because everyone's expecting it would be, was it a Transformers wedding? Is it a Lost wedding? Is it an RPG wedding?
Not that kind of a geek.
Surprisingly, we've discussed this.
And okay, reality. We're running out of time. Reality TV is the main thing. Every time I see theme weddings on reality TV,
Oh my god.
I'm always like, Toby, we're never going to agree to a reality TV sponsored wedding. And then it's like, but it's free. And like, no, we're not gonna do that stuff. So I don't want a theme wedding.
And I will admit, I was tempted to agree if ever there was one, just to see how much we can push them and see how how they'll try to fulfill our dream.
I mean, I love the concept of theme weddings, but then I don't want to pressure people into it. Like if you don't have the right costume for it, and I'm not gonna pay to costume my family in things that they can't appreciate. Like I love Dune. I am not going to scatter the sand in a reception area so that they walk on it. And I don't know. I don't have enough hair for water rings.
But if it was already all prepared and you just attend,
no, I don't know. Theme weddings, it's not a
cancel plans. Cancel. I'm just kidding. Seriously, we talked about it and we actually discussed that if we ever get a chance to have a legal and recognized wedding here in this country, because that's the only reason why we haven't had one. We'd like something that was actually solemn and not religious, but
we want it to be about
private,
the relationship and not get distracted with the trappings around
It's not about a celebration in terms of you have to have a wedding. So since it's a wedding, it has to be this.
Yeah.
It's more that, we're finally able to celebrate that it's legal and recognized. So we'll do it. And
this is what we get for watching Top Chef, Queer Eye. What was that? And then I Say I Do, which is really a show just about surprise weddings. And then who are these three people and who stand at the side of the wedding, to be so proud of what they did.
And they plan for the wedding with just one of the people and not the other one. And we're like, wow, well, talk to the wife. But they haven't because they're waiting for the surprise moment. And you could always see that when they start telling her that you're getting married tomorrow, and the face is always, what? Wait, what the F? It's not oh my god, yay!
It's always the what the heck. So no theme weddings, no reality TV show weddings. What else? I think that's it. So so I don't know. So there's no like perfect definition of what a gay geek is and what we're supposed to like and not like. Mm-hmm. And it differs from gay geek to gay geek. And talk to them, find out what they actually want. Don't assume.
And I guess for me, my closing would be, in terms of having a gay geeky life, for most of you out there, you're already living half of it.
Yes.
Probably because you're not gay.
Or maybe you are and just not recognizing your geekiness. Yes. You are totally Miss Universe geeks. There are many Miss Universe geeks. I am amazed. Or like little last story. We're super over time. But like it's like finding out one of the owners of Obar is like a super video gamer.
Yes.
And we talk about games at the bar.
And that's the joy of it. If you just stop worrying about if you'll fit in and you just start living it and you just start celebrating your life, you'll be surprised who you'll discover connects with some part of you.
Exactly.
Remember that friend of ours who we've known for years and finally goes, oh, actually, I played Vampire the Masquerade.
Yes!
And we're like, oh my God, wait!
It was a revelation!
No!
And you're like, oh yeah, I was clan, ganyan.
I was Toreador.
Yes, Toreador all the time.
And wait, that's suddenly hit 11! That's the show's about to end! But the point is, if you don't live and celebrate your gay, geeky life, you will not know who else might be secretly gay or geeky.
Look at Toby multitasking, talking, waving to guy, and animating shark.
Just waiting for the chance to be able to share it as well. Let's all stop being afraid of being awesome and share it.
Be proud of who you are, but also don't make assumptions about other people and take the time to find out what each of you is proud about.
And no, Nick, I haven't had a haircut.
Quick comment run through. Yes, see, Nikki's like, we talked about this when we were talking about the wedding. So, and then David's like, what? That's so devious, also relatable. I think is it the wedding thing? I don't know if it's the
We'll
wedding
have
thing.
to message that PM, private message.
Yeah, whatever. Because like a plain wedding. Okay, I didn't say plain, just not themed. Okay, it's gonna be a good wedding.
Oh, not that plain.
The big question, what is tomorrow's episode? I don't know. I'm going to have a drink with me and we're just gonna hang out, maybe.
Or
I don't
maybe
know.
tomorrow will be our episode where we can try to drag some people on. I don't know.
I have to make them sign up for
Oh
restream.
yeah, that's restream. It's not like something we just pull in.
Yeah. And then like
Or I can call them on Messenger and then just
or then there's like or like we joke about we could do an ask me anything, but then people have to ask questions and I don't know if you're gonna be around to ask questions. So we'll find. Jed also recognized he's a cat geek. Yes, you are. You are totally a cat geek.
Yep.
Ina made it. Hi Ina.
Hey Ina.
Patricia mentions also supporting LGBT YouTubers. Yes, that's one way to do it.
Thank you.
Oh, I see that Nikki. I just realized we got a haircut. No, he didn't.
Nope. See, that's terrible hair there.
Adventures of Tintin. Why do you bring this up? The shirt yesterday. Also, Tintin books are in the corner, but covered by the mess. Blues, like we talk about all kinds of things at the bar.
Mhm.
Yes, we do.
And things. All kind of things.
Or in the
bar.
car, in the parking lot, or the smoking area. Even though I don't smoke, all these things.
Alam na.
Early happy birthday. Yes. And then, wow, Ina's like recent conversation. Got asked if maybe bi. Hey, that happens. You're just
Ultimately,
gonna
that's up
spread-
to you to find out.
Oh, Toby was pushing free weddings as much as possible. Yeah.
It's devious, right? It's fun.
Ah. Oh well. Okay, guys, that is the show. We're gonna do the closing.
That was 30 minutes.
Plus.
We had a lot of fun, and we hope that you'll continue to join us every time we have an episode. We again apologize for those who were waiting early because when we were doing the
Restream scheduled events don't work yet. Okay.
But thank you so much for those who were very, very early. We saw a glimpse of you were there, and I know some of you already jumped in when we started. Then we had to cut it. So I'm sorry if we caused some panic.
Okay, if you have questions for us, suggestions for future episodes, last minute ideas for the birthday show tomorrow, then you can go to bit.ly Baduy Pride Ideas to help us out. You can follow us on Twitter, all Toby No Shade, and the newly back to public, RG Sunico.
Mm-hmm.
We have a blog which has a lot of our photos wearing a lot of these shirts.
Our old episodes and little entries that give you a glimpse of what we've gone through in our many years together.
Yes, and all the Kabaduyan stuff. I can't say it well. All right. Feel free to continue the conversation about your gay geeky life or your geeky life or I don't know what in the comments below and let us know. Let us know what your ideas are. Be sure to subscribe for notifications whether on Facebook or YouTube so you don't miss our next live stream when we don't schedule the event.
As always, please like the video on YouTube. Support us by liking the video. We've had our first few dislikes, which is interesting because it means at least people are noticing us. But yes, please support us with likes.
And beyond dislikes, we now have bots.
Yes.
We have bot women.
We had women bots who are saying, "Hey, boys.
Hey, handsome." It's like, YouTube, don't ever change. All right.
Be sure to subscribe for notifications.
Yeah, and then tomorrow, birthday show. Which is not like an O-Bar birthday show.
The birthday show thing may start earlier than 9, just so you know.
May start earlier, or at the very least will last longer.
Yes. So just be aware in case you want to schedule your night to be with us longer.
Bring your own alcohol. I'm not going to supply for you. I will have a drink, so good luck. And then once again, I'm Rocky.
And I'm Toby.
And this is Baduy Pride. Before we go, wait, there's some funny comments. I like Nikki's like, where are all the other comments coming from? This is the best. Nick, I love you. All right. Thank you, everyone. And then, oh, no, wait. Caption. And then, end screen.